caught me doing dishes? Oh man, I don't know. You sure you caught me doing the dishes? Yeah, this is what my mother used to make me do all the time. You know, it's crazy. Here I am doing the dishes. Bubbles on my hands, trying to keep things clean. And right beside me is a dishwasher. I don't understand it. Well, it's sort of taken me back to the days when I had to do the dishes. We didn't have a dishwasher when I was growing up. And it took a lot of courage for me to get in that kitchen and do the dishes. I don't know if I should call it courage. It's one of those things that Mom made me do. But it was probably my least enjoyed job as a son growing up. Doing the dishes, making sure they were clean, rinsing them off, and then after doing all that, drying them, and then guess what? I had to put them away. Your icebreaker in this session was, is there anything that you did growing up that was daring or required a lot of courage? Well, I did a lot of crazy things when I was growing up. Probably one of the most daring things that I did was, as a boy, at one of my friend's house, Todd's house, they had a steel cable stretched from a tall tree over this ravine, and it was attached to the bottom of a tree across the ravine. And they had a little 2-inch pipe that was on that cable with a rope, and they would sling it back up. You would climb this tall tree, grab onto that pipe, and slide over the ravine. Sounds like tremendous fun, but this was before the days of OSHA. There was no safety standards on this pipe, and if I fell, I could die. And I remember riding that pipe across the ravine and thinking, if Mother only knew I was doing this, I would be put in a bad way. Because Mama wanted her boy to stay around. Every boy does some crazy things. And our subject this week is about courage. Now, washing dishes is just really not requiring any courage, although some of you men sitting in this room, I'd like to see you do this. It would take a lot of courage to get you in the kitchen. The point is there's a lot of different definitions of courage, and all of that is determined by your setting and your surrounding. What does it take to bring courageousness out of you? Success is not final. Failure is not fatal, said Winston Churchill. It is courage to continue that counts. Continuing demands courage. It's easy to do something for the first time, generally, unless you're jumping out of an airplane. But it's that continuance that demands courage. Deuteronomy 31:6, God was telling his people, before they went into the land of Canaan, and they had this wilderness to go through, he said, be strong and of good courage. Fear not, nor be afraid of them, for the Lord thy God, he it is that doth go with thee. He will not fail thee, nor forsake thee. Paul wrote to the church at Rome and said, may the God who gives endurance and encouragement give you a spirit of unity among yourselves as you follow Christ. I think it's so amazing how the scripture again and again takes to us, or brings to us, I should say, the fact that God gives courage. There's a courage that's flesh-based, and then there's a biblical truth that lets us know that God gives us courage through his word. Psalm 10:17, you hear, O Lord, the desire of the afflicted. You encourage them and listen to their cry. If you fight feelings of failure and frustration and fearfulness, courage comes from the Lord. Romans 15:4, for everything that was written in the past was written to teach us, so that through endurance and the encouragement of the scriptures we might have hope. The strongest tool to bring you faith, the strongest instrument to bring to you hope, is the encouragement of the Scriptures. Our Bible that we've got and hold so dear is more than just the static words on white pages in black ink. This book is living and it is alive, and from it comes bursts of encouragement that can only come by way of the Spirit. Living for God involves the understanding that we don't live just by our natural awareness.